Hey everyone, good evening. I'm Chief Meteorologist Darrell Whittinger from the Central Oregon Daily Weather Center. And across the high desert today, we started off with some smoke, got some clearing, and now more smoke is getting ready to start to pour back into the high desert. So let's go ahead and take a deep dive into your most reliable forecast. When we look around, we see some of that smoke specifically up between Bachelor and Hoodoo, even Lake Billy Chinook looking out towards the Cascades. You can hardly make out Mount Jefferson in the distance. That's due to the reduced visibility of this smoke. Now here through the next couple of hours, some of it rolls in, but when we look at a couple of other images, some cameras coming in from parts of the Tri-County area, we see that there is a little bit more smoke pouring in to the high desert. Some of these cameras are zoomed into specific spots, but at the moment we haven't had any new fire starts. Now when it comes to air quality, most of the high desert, both hourly average and the East Space real-time sensors show good to moderate air quality, but look around Sisters. 3 of them are unhealthy for sensitive groups, and 1 of them even unhealthy just to the west of Sisters. That could be the leading edge of our next round of smoke that rolls into the high desert this evening. Now there are some little bit of reduced air quality going up the 97 corridor. Looks like it's between yellow to orange. We have several different air quality monitoring networks. One of them is East Space, another one is the DEQ with the hourly average, but this one is purple air, and it shows sensors that are a little more sensitive and show more of that smoke coming in at a real time, exactly what it's happening right now. And some of that smoke is starting to pour into parts of the Tri-County area. All of it is coming from the immigrant fire, which is still the footprint begins about 60 miles to the southwest of Bend. Now notice a huge difference between today and late last week. There's a lot fewer of the satellite-derived hot spots, so it's not burning as hot or as quickly as it was going through that 2009 burn scar. So it has slowed down, but that doesn't mean it's over. We are still tracking this, and it is just now to the edge of the Willamette National Forest and the Umpqua National Forest. You can see Diamond Peak is right here. Oak Ridge, it's about, the fire perimeter starts about 17 miles to the southeast of Oak Ridge. Now this fire, like I said, continues to burn, so it continues to produce smoke. And earlier today that smoke was on the west slopes of the Cascades, but then wind shifted around to the west and then the northwest. That pushed the smoke into the high desert, and by 7 p.m. it's going to be well into central Oregon, right along the 97 corridor. And going forward through the rest of tonight, areas of smoke are just going to bring us some poor air quality for much of the high desert. But after sunrise, once wind speeds begin to kick back up and swing around from the south, we start to see mostly just haze. Now, areas of poor air quality are still expected through the next couple of days. In fact, the DEQ has an air quality alert in place for us. But by Tuesday and Wednesday, we start to see a lot less of that smoke. Switching gears, looking at the flat fire, we haven't seen too much in the way of change for the however, we do have a few of them that are no longer yellow and still in the green, so nothing that's red, nothing that's a level 3 go now evacuation, mostly just be ready and be set still. So firefighters doing a great job of mopping that up. Now going forward through the rest of tonight, again that smoke will pour into the high desert, but let's shift gears again and look at satellite and radar. Currently it is mostly clear. There are a few clouds out there, and the closest showers are well off to our east, just very hit and miss. Now through tonight it stays clear, but then starting tomorrow we begin to see the effects of another low pressure. I have to work the camera a little further to the south. See this low pressure over Southern California? That's going to work its way to the north. That brings us our next round of showers, potential of thunderstorm activity, just not right now. We're still under this broad ridge of high pressure. It's not until that high starts to flatten. On top of that, we have very dry air over the high desert. We just have some spots where there is a little bit of cloud cover, so not much at all, not much in the way of rain either. I accidentally went backwards on that one. Let me try again. Okay, so we do have that dry air mass over the region. Looking at the water vapor imagery, and when it comes to relative humidity, this is in percentages. We're in the teens with 9% humidity in Bend, 10% humidity in Sun River, and 25% humidity in Sisters. So not as bone dry in Sisters, but still extremely dry. Add in these dry conditions and PM winds becoming a little breezy at times. Then add in the potential of some thunderstorm activity during the next couple of days, and any fires that start are likely to spread rapidly. Here's what I mean by the chance of some thunderstorm developing. So through tonight we stay clear except for the smoke, and by Tuesday we see some PM clouds. Watch what happens Tuesday evening. A cluster of thunderstorms develops in the Cascades and continues to work its way north. Now, we're not looking at much in the way of precipitation totals, rain totals from this, but there is a chance of some lightning, and that could be some dry lightning. Add in winds becoming breezy at times around some of this thunderstorm development, and any fires that start are likely to spread rapidly. By Tuesday night going into Wednesday, still some lingering showers, and Wednesday afternoon, there's a chance of a few isolated cells developing into some thunderstorms as well. Meanwhile, it's hot. Temperatures are well above that average high of 84 degrees, well into the almost 10 degrees hotter than average for this time of the year in some locations for highs in the last 24 hours. Right now, we're sitting in the 90s with some 80s on the map, so that puts our temperatures running between 2 degrees warmer and 1 degree cooler than 24 hours ago, and with that, we're getting even hotter tomorrow with highs well into the mid to upper 90s, some triple digits, and that's after falling back into the 50s overnight. So here is your school bus forecast. That's right, we're bringing it back. In the morning, 50s, a little cool, some poor air quality. By the afternoon, more PM clouds, unseasonably hot, and then a chance of some of those thunderstorms overnight. So the heat is expected before some storms and showers even enter the forecast. By tomorrow, 90s and a few triple digits. By Wednesday, 90s and some 80s. So another dip in temperatures. And then by Thursday, 90s with a few 80s once again, and some showers are going to be possible. Now, starting Tuesday, we have a chance of some PM storms. Tuesday night is going to be the best chance until we get to later this weekend. But also notice that big dip in temperatures late in this temperature trend forecast. Now, when it comes to rain totals, we're not looking at too much. Let me go ahead and dive into that one and focus in on Central Oregon, because through the Cascades is where we have that chance of some thunderstorms. And if any of us get impacted by it outside of that, we could just be looking at a little bit of some sprinkle activity. Now, our forecast model actually shows that through the next couple of days, we're relatively dry. Some evening thunderstorms Tuesday, and then by the time we get to Wednesday and Thursday, that chance of rain goes down quite a bit. So for tonight, temperatures in the 50s with a few 60s and 40s. By the time we get to Tuesday, mid to upper 90s with a few triple digits. Morning smoke, afternoon haze expected. Here's that 7-day planner. Parts of the Deschutes County has an air quality alert until 11 a.m. Thursday. We have a chance of overnight thunderstorms, evening and overnight thunderstorms Tuesday night. Then some showers Thursday and Friday with a chance of some thunderstorm activity as we wrap up the work week and go to the weekend. But look at those highs falling from the mid to upper 90s to the mid to lower 90s, then 80s. Then by next Monday, 77 degrees is a high. Low temperatures are going to follow that as well. So a quick look at your weather headlines for this Monday, September the 1st. Summer heat continues with elevated fire danger, but late this week, bigger changes to our forecasts are on the way. That's the latest in weather. Join us tonight on Central Oregon Daily News with all the latest headlines and your most reliable forecast. See you then.